Hello, everyone. Today, we're gonna bring you a very success case here in tech with our vibe code that we all know. Matheus Pagani, our host, will be interviewing Gianfranco and showcase how he goes to vibe coding to a real product. If you are seeing this live, don't forget to share and drop a like. And if you are just watching the record version, please leave a comment that will be reading them all. Thank you, and I will see you at the end of the video. Bye bye.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Today we
Hey,
have a very special episode of Vibe Thursdays with our interviewed founder, success story founder with Gianfranco Lopane, the founder of Shop Maven AI. Just to give you a little context of the campaign that we are doing, we are getting founders that are vibe coding, that they have brilliant ideas, and you are enabling them to go from zero to launch inside our venture minor fund for vibe coders. Gianfranco was one of our first founders, even before we opened this fund, even before we opened this grant fund, we were building with him inside our studio, and now he embraced vibe coding as his soul and purpose. He just came here in New York in this campaign that we're doing for season 6 and launched his product with Shopify. You know, it was a blast. Got his first customers, speaking with the first commitments for investments. So this is a very good story. The first that I'm interviewing here in the fund, the first time interviewing with venture miner. I want to have dozens, if not hundreds of stories like this, counting with all of you to make this happen. If you haven't yet, come and subscribe to the fund, put your project here. If you resonate with this campaign, you can donate, you can sponsor the fund, you can sponsor the projects that are building here in season 5, in season 6. If you're watching this recording in the future, in the season 10, in the season 100, and come and build with us, have a bit of success stories to share with the community, like Gianfranco is going to do today. So let me stop sharing and give the mic to you, G. Tell me a bit more about you, where you started, or your crypto journey, as some people are asking here in the chat, your previous experience, and why you started Shop Maven, and how you got these beautiful pictures in the background.
no, that's great. And actually, Mateus, thank you so much for the invitation today. I'm glad to be part of the vibe coding journey. I remember when you started talking about vibe coding last year, so I was there. So basically, I was one of the first that follow venture miner Mateus in all of the journeys. So actually, my name is Gianfranco. I'm the CEO of Shop Maven AI, which is one of the first vibe coding. Well, actually, the first vibe coding company from venture miner. Thank you, venture miner, for helping me out just to go live. We started last year vibe coding the company, like in the invitation said, we vibe code like 70% of the company. So the other 30%, we need actually developers to it. I know Naitik is asking how long have you been in the Web3 space. So I started in 2012. So I've been 13 years in the Web3 space. It wasn't called Web3 space back in the day. It was called the Bitcoin space because it was only Bitcoin out there. So I saw the birth of every single coin that you see out there, including Ethereum. I was there, and I think yesterday was 10 years of Ethereum, because Ethereum was July 30th, 2015, and I now remember that day. So it was happy birthday Ethereum, 10 years Ethereum. So there's a bunch of stuff being built in Ethereum in the last 10 years. Wow. Years 5. So I was there in the ICO craze in 2017. I was there in the NFT craze in 2020, 2021. So now I'm in the AI craze that started actually this year, but we started building last year. So basically, some people ask me, why have you done an AI company instead of the Web3 company? So it has an answer for that. I believe that Web3 is a great space, but difficult to scale. Because how many people they know about Web3? Probably a million or two, no more than that, And in the AI space, everyone is involved, And I think we were waiting for the AI to catching up on the blockchain, because I think now is the time when people from Web3 and let's call it Web2 world gonna join together, because AI will bring a bunch of people to Web3 without them knowing they are in the Web3 space. But today the competition is not Web3, so I'm gonna go back to the AI space.
That's a good
So,
one.
so,
Because
so yeah,
you tell
I
about
think
this narrative about the post-web too, right, G? Which is a
yeah,
great
yeah.
topic for us to speak about.
It is, and I think what's coming next is the post web, and I seen it now that like for example for the marketing people out there, all the SEO and that thing is disappearing, because people are not looking at web pages anymore. Now they have AI agents doing that for themselves and all that. So when AI will work out autonomously, when it's meeting blockchain. So at the end of the day, that's the post web theory, which I think Mateos. I'm not going to talk about it because that's like a whole session that we can spend like 2 days talking about it, and but it's really good. So going back to Shop Maven AI, when we started vibe coding the company, I don't come from the tech background, guys. I come from the business side. So before creating Shop Maven, I had Smartverse, which I IPO that company. We were 65 people working in the company. We took it public in Nasdaq, and at the end we raised $40 million at the end, and I ended up selling it for a online gaming company in China last year. So now that we created Shop Maven, we did it only with we were 5 people building Shop Maven. That's it. So instead to have 65 people, now we're having 5 building something that's bigger and better than Smartverse. And why is that? It's because of vibe coding. What took me month just to explain what I have in my head to my developers, I can just do that in minutes by coding. And I can tell them, listen, what I want is this app doing this and that. So what I was doing, I was going to V0. I just put the prompt, okay, I want blah, 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 blah. And then it will building that in the code in seconds. So basically, I don't know, like a 3,000 line of codes in 20 minutes, and I can show my developers, this is exactly what I want, And they say, oh, I know what you're saying. And they were doing that in minutes. And that was taking me, I don't know, 3 to 4 months to do that. Web pages, it was taking weeks to be done. Now I can do a web page myself doing byte coding, And that's how it started. I byte coded a Shop Maven AI. I byte coding that for Artisan. And we got some money out of it, So now it's the time, where like byte coding is something that we can put in work. So this reminds me when it was only Bitcoin out there, So this is the start, We don't know where we're gonna go from here, but I think this vibe coding thing is the start of the next revolution. So I think this is the time to monopolize and not monopolize, to capitalize whatever you have in mind, because now I seen people just having the regular jobs and they're by coding during the night and having other source of income. It was difficult to do that back in the day. You were like paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. Not right now. You can just buy code, and that's how we started with Shop Maven. Actually, we launched Shop Maven last week in New York. Thank you for Mateos having me there in New York. and it was a bomb. You know, we got customers in, we got fundraising coming in. It's just amazing what we have done in just a short period of time.
That's amazing. Let me ask three quick questions, and then you tell me which way you think. Would be vibe code to replace devs, or vibe code to communicate with devs, or vibe code to communicate with your clients? What do you see from
That's a
this
great question.
triangle?
You know what? I don't think developers are gonna disappear. I don't think so. Not in the short term, because vibe coding is great, but we are not 100% there yet. You know, there's a lot of glitches. I don't know if you saw the news, but last week there was a company that was vibe coded. The
Yeah,
AI went wrong, and they just deleted all the database. I don't know if you saw that,
I
but
saw.
it tells you that we're not like 100% there yet. So I think we still need developers, but like I had 40 plus developers in the past, and now I have 3 developers right now. So it could replace some, but not all. Okay, and that's another way to just communicate with your developers, just telling them what you want, and also you can show your customer what you're capable of. You know, because if you show your customer that you know how to use AI tools, you're going to be successful. So just to answer your questions, yes to all the 3, but no to all the 3, you know?
In a scale of 0 to 10, it's like that, right?
Yeah.
That's a great answer, G. And coming back, because we speak about rapidly prototyping, right? Coming back to the ideation phase, why did you choose this specific niche of automating sales? Maybe you want to explain for everyone here a bit of what Shopper maybe is doing. Why did you pick this specific niche, and how was this initial conversation with the first clients? How did it go? Tell a bit more about that.
Yeah. My background in sales. You know, I work for Fortune 500 companies like Hertz, Nestle, XDO Logistics, always in sales. So what I was doing in all these companies, it was is teaching how to sell. So I know the communication. I know what people lack of. I know what's wrong with communication about sending and all that. So I had in my mind, how can I just combine my experience that I have previous in my Fortune 500 companies, and how can I add that to AI? So what I thought about is small businesses struggle with like quick responses, right? They struggle with people that don't know how to speak one certain language, and they struggle just to have 24/7 communication, and they pay too much money to employees to respond to text or emails or whatever. So I saw an opportunity. I said, you know what about if we create a sales AI agent that can be 24/7, that speak 95 languages, that can know exactly all the products that you offer, that is connected to through SMS, WhatsApp, email, whatever you're using to communicate with your customer, and to help you out to follow up on deals, to close deals. And that's why we created Shop Maven. So we're doing that. We are a 24/7 sales AI agent working for small to medium companies, connected 24/7, 95 languages. It can respond you in seconds. It can follow up with you, whatever. You can just adapt your AI agent to whatever mood you want. You can have FAQ questions in. You can connect, if you have e-commerce stores, you can connect that to Shopify. If you have regular stores, like, I don't know, like a bakery, for example, you can have that. If you're a doctor, if you are a lawyer that offers services, you can have that as well. And to answer your question about my first interaction with customers, actually, we built a MVP that we thought that was complete, right? So we onboarded customers just to test it. And then I remember the first customer was a doctor. It's a doctor that do bariatric surgery. So he told me, Gianfranco, I have an issue. Um, my customers, before having a consultation or buying my services, they ask me 5 questions. Always they ask me the 5 same questions. How can I have a sales AI agent that can respond to these 5 questions? So we created the FAQ section for Shop Maven. So if you're a business that people before hiring your services or buying your products, they want to answer to some questions, you just can put it there, right? And then the AI agent, more interaction has with the customers, more gonna know how to respond. So basically, my interaction with my first customers that were part of the MVP, it was helping me out just to grow my thing. I started with WhatsApp. I have another customer in the US telling me, we don't use WhatsApp, we use SMS. I said, boom, okay, let's integrate SMS. Okay, but now I want to have like different moods for my AI agent. Okay, let's integrate AI agent into it. So like, for example, we were now customers are asking me, how can we look for some leads before so it can come to like our funnel? So we're building that. So more customer we get in and more feedback we get, we start building more of those type of things. So what was the other question, Mateus, that I totally forgot about?
It's exactly that. How you govern those features? You first make assumptions of what your clients want, and then you go to the market. Or by what you're saying, it's the opposite, right? You are answering it hard ways already, but I see the customer asks something. I remember when the Shopify opportunity appeared, and they were there. We need to integrate Shopify. It is interesting to see how you are making the clients and the market govern your roadmap instead of making these assumptions yourself, right?
Right,
So this is
right.
this is the second part of my question. Do you see this being as the core driver of vibe coding for Shop Maven? The
I
clients, the market give you the directions, right?
it's the client in the market that give you the direction. So like businesses for centuries, at the end of the day, it goes where the customer asks you to go. Because it, you know, a startup fails because people don't know how to move where the market is going. Like people calling pivot. If you don't pivot, you die. That's why when we started with the first idea, we pivoted. We started adding more features and more features because customers were asking that. And also, I have some friends telling me, "Oh, you should do this and you should do that," and I hear all that because there's a point of views that I don't have as the developer of my idea. And that's why more testers we got in, I can hear more opinions and I can listen to those opinions. So every single opinion of 100% of the people, I listen to them and I pay attention to them. So and that's why companies out there, they're successful because of that. Because imagine if Google, for example, they say, no, we're not going to go to the AI world. We're going to stay as a browser and this and that. They're going to die. That's why they have AI, Gemini coming in and all that. If you don't listen what the trend is, you're dead as a company. So to answer your questions, yes, you have to listen of what your customers and your people are telling you where to go.
Oh, nice. May I ask a follow-up question? Because I see that some people are joining too. If you want to ask questions in the chat, please feel free to ask. I'm going to be asking some of mine first, but as soon as you guys want to ask something, I can accommodate, okay? My next question is a follow-up from this idea of receiving all of the feedbacks from the users. I was just speaking with René, the co-founder of Artisan, and he's also vibe coding parts of Artisan itself, like Incept. And he was telling me about his fear of feature creep because instead of months, now it takes a weekend for him to implement a new feature.
100%.
And if he goes like that in a craze, he's going to have thousands of features on his app at the end of the year, one per weekend, and he doesn't want that. So about you, Gianfranco, how is your process for you to filter feedbacks and decide what would be a good feature to put on Shop Maven now that it's very easy and quick to vibe code something
Right.
and implement, or what do you filter out not to put in the product?
So I hear 100% of all the comments that I get from my customers. 100%. Okay. So if they're not my customer, they could be friends, it could be family, whoever. It gives me something. And then what I do is I go and I say, and I talk with my team, which is Venture Mind, and I say, okay, I have the list of things that we have to do. These are the things that we have to do. How, what can we do first that is easy to implement to what we have now? So let's tackle that first. Boom, boom, boom. The hardest one that goes to, not, I don't want to say to the, to the back, but we go, okay, let's put it here because it will take more time to do it. Like, for example, on the lead generation side, it's a really hard things to do, but we have other small things that we can do really fast. So we're trying to tackle the small things that it can be easy to fix. And this is incredible because comparing my company that I have now to the one that I had like 2 or 3 years ago, we're moving 10x faster than before. So to have a new feature, it just takes 2 days. What it was taking me, I don't know, 4 weeks or 5 weeks before, it's taking me 2 days. So those features that we can do to 2 or 3 days, we do that like really fast. And then the one that takes a little bit longer, we put it on the back. But we started, working on it. And also we have like a pipeline of things to do. And we always have the pipeline full. So because it's a new company, and we are like building and building every single day.
Wonderful. Let me ask a tricky question now. What are you afraid of, or what are your fears with vibe coding? If you could name a few, or one of your major concerns, maybe security, maybe the market shifts that are happening, by what we're seeing with this experience with Shop Maven. And
So my biggest fear more of doing vibe coding is the security part. That's why we don't get rid of developers. That's why you don't have to get rid of developers, because if I will, I can do that myself, and probably I can save some money doing it myself. But I'm not a developer, so I know I'm gonna mess that up in I don't know, probably in a week or two. That's why I have developers doing that for me, because they have the knowledge. They know what the security risks are, and I feel more secure having them in. And that's the only thing that I'm afraid of by coding, basically.
wonderful, yeah. We just saw when we were speaking about that recent case. I guess it was 2 weeks ago when a guy gave the production access for the database, and they I wiped everything, right? And I was also thinking on the T app that unfortunately they had a huge breach because they vibe coded the connection to the backend, and it was a public bucket of ID. So it can be tricky, right? It can be tricky on when to trust AI, when not to trust. It can be a great tool for communication, like you said before, but also you would still need a dev at least for this year, maybe next year, maybe the next couple of years. You would still need a dev partner for building your apps, right?
100%. Like I said before, vibe coding is not 100% there yet. We're gonna be there, but not as we speak. So
Yeah, yeah.
so I keep my devs. I keep everything as it is, and I trust my people. They're doing a great job. So
No, wonderful. Now, a broader question. We have a WhatsApp group of like 2,000 or so founders that are using vibe coding. More than 500 of them are active. I'm meeting a lot of them here in New York. A lot of them don't know a clue of what is JavaScript, Python, whatever. Some of them are things that vibe coding is like Rust coding and Python code. But they don't know about the terminology of vibe coding yet. And this new thing, this new trend is becoming more and more popular. What would you suggest for a founder that is just starting their vibe coding journey? I would phrase it like that. If you were starting Shop Maven AI today, you just had this idea, you can apply everything that you learned in the last year or 16 months that you have been building shop moving AI. What would you do? What would you recommend?
So I think I will do the same step that I did at the beginning. I hire someone that I trust, which is venture miner, that I know that you guys do like a great job on the developer. And then I will use I will learn about vibe coding like ASAP. I will do tests every single day. I will pay for the premium access for the top vibe coding apps out there. I can mention Windsurf, um, V0 from Berzel, which are great. There's just many out there that you can just start by coding stuff. Those are like the two mains that I use right now. Also, there's other apps like NAN, which is great just to do like AI agent stuff. So I subscribe like to 10 AI newsletter. I get everything that is coming out every single day. I read them all, so I know what's happening out there. What new tools I can use. So every single tool that I see that I can use, I just as a user, because I see them as a tool. I see them like it get things done faster than before, which is something great. So I will do those steps and do a bunch of testing yourself. Start creating things, start failing things, and but the most important thing is just to hire a good dev team that can help you out just to fulfill your dream.
Okay, and you don't need to spend like millions of dollars, or tens of
No?
thousands of dollars, right? Speaking about a few hundreds in these tools and a
Yeah.
bit of support, you can also mention those resources that you've got, right? I guess it was NVIDIA Inception, we got Perplexity Fellow, you got AWS. What are the tricks for new founders that they don't have deep pockets, but they can tap these resources?
Yeah, so all these big companies, they do have like insection programs and grants program. Probably some they give you money, some they give you like resources. Like I think Google gave me at the beginning they gave me like I think like was like $5,000, something like that, in Google credits. I got AWS that gave me like $10,000 in AWS credits. NVIDIA insection program, they give me I don't know what in GPUs. So all these big companies,
Perplexity, right? The
yeah,
Perplexity has a great program.
yeah,
What's it
yeah.
called
So
again?
what was that?
Perplexity Fellows. I guess you got it right.
Perplexity gave me $4 million in that's crazy. $4 million in credits. I was like $4 million. What I need $4 million in
They
credit?
don't even use all
It's
of that. They
it's
use like two.
absurd. It's absurd. That's crazy, but I'll take it. So Perplexity gave me that. So there's a bunch of programs out there that can help a small businesses like mine, like yours, just to help you out at least at the beginning, just to keep your head above the water. Because I know that sometimes it can get expensive, and you're not getting a dime out of it. Till now, I still like losing money, even though we raise some here, we raise some there. It's a company it's starting, so we have to get more traction just to get the head up of the water.
Wonderful. And tell me a bit more about most of the founders, they are looking to start successful business to raise capital and to be able to establish themselves and grow a company, maybe IPO like Figma is doing today, right? Going crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is how to make a company that is investable, that can be VC backed and now without hiring expensive Silicon Valley engineers and going crazy with expenses. Do you see vibe coding as a solution for that? And what do you see the investors that you're speaking with to see more valuable in apps, for example, like Shop Maven, like you're doing?
So there's many ways just to raise capital in the space. So basically, the easy way to do it is if you know someone in a VC company, and then you get the world. But it's easy. You can raise some like money right away. Sometimes there's bunch of companies by coding, that go to hackathons or this type of things they can raise some money out of there. Like, oh, their winning prize is 50K or $10,000, or $15,000, whatever it is. There's another way to raise. There's a bunch of grants as well, and accelerators that can help you out. Like the most famous accelerators, which is Y Combinator. If you can join Y Combinator, you're set for life. Because they give you, like, I think it's like 150K right away and all that. But what in my experience and what I did with Shop Maven, I bootstrapped myself. So I ended up like investing from my money, just to get it up, and having those conversations, and getting the word out. I'm like cold calling VCs just to raise money, going to meetings in probably New York. If I need to go to SF, I go to SF. Where the VCs are. And these are the way. It's the harder part. Is how to raise money at the beginning. But then when you have traction in your company, that you start like getting revenue, it's gonna be easier and easier. Or either raise money with a VC, or either just you don't need to raise money if you're making tons of money monthly. So it's just who comes first, or the VC money, or the revenue coming in.
That's interesting because a lot of VCs, they are asking for more traction metrics before investing, but at some point, if you have enough traction, you don't even need
You don't have
investment
to
anymore,
see.
right?
So
So
it's just ridiculous, because at the end of the day, when you're boycotting a company, your leeway, it's comparing to a regular company, is 10 times longer than a regular company. So actually, you don't need VC money. If you're getting, I don't know, if you're getting 100K, 150K per month of your service, why you need to raise money if you can just hire some developers, and you only have 5 people in your company, so you don't need that much money just to pay up salary. Because what in my experience is, all the expenses back in the days was going towards salaries, but not anymore, because we don't have that many employees as before.
you see, and I remember you told that you are even exploring like debt financing now. Instead of giving out equity, you could just pick a loan that you're going to repay, and keep a higher portion of the shares of your company, right?
100%. If you have access to debt, just use your debt. Debt is always good if you use it just to grow a company. So at the end of the day, let's say if you get like a 100K or 200K loan, business loan, you don't need a VC to give you 200K, because you have that. You can repay whatever you want whenever you want, and then you keep all the percentage of your company, because there's a bunch of bytecode companies that you're gonna see selling it out there for millions of dollars. Like, I know the first one was, what was the name of this kid, Mateo, that sold his company for $80 million?
Base
Um,
44, they
Base
sold the company
44.
for
So
weeks.
the guy was himself and another guy bytecoding, and he sold his company for $80 million. He has revenue of $169,000 when he sold it. So that was the first case of bytecoding company that got sold, and we're gonna see more cases coming in just weeks.
That's amazing. It's a new, uh, it's not established, of course, but it's a new trend in the market now. Maybe you are watching this here now. Consider this possibility of having more of your shares, and becoming a one-person unicorn, a two, three-person unicorn. If you are a VC watching this and you are scratching your head, what to do?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a new trend. We might be all wrong here, but also VCs, they can evolve very quickly by providing market connections, introductions. They can provide much more than money now, right? This
Yeah.
this would be the networking opportunities, and maybe they're going to be more like business partners than just financial, than just a bank that you can withdraw money, right? There would be business partners opening deals for companies.
Yeah, and the BC trend will has to change. How they're like raising, how they're giving away money, and that has to change, because buy coding is moving fast. And And good thing about those companies is they don't have to spend that much money anymore just buying these vibe code companies. Because at the end of the day, like this kid from Bay 44, he sold it for $80 million at business that was giving him $169,000 per month. So back in the days, you needed like a 60 people company, 40 people company just to do the same, but the overhead was higher than that, and probably that company will gonna be sold like for $500 million, not $80 million, because it's only one person or two. It's just different.
Yeah, yeah. It makes more sense. This is a good food for thought, as we call it, right? For people making life choices now. Maybe some people just graduated, looking for the next opportunity. Should I join a company to have a vesting share of 1% with whatever terms of vesting, and now I'm giving a shot if that company is going to IPO, and all, or should I start my own company, be one founder or two founders, and have all of the equity and try my own chances now, right? This is an interesting time to see how those decisions are going to happen. Not saying that
Yeah.
one is right, the other is wrong, but it's interesting how this could go, right?
At the end of the day, now it's easier just to create a company. And my recommendation from people is you have two choices, or just keep your current work or whatever you're doing, just buy code in the night and create your company. And as soon as they get revenue, you get revenue, just get out of your company, or just pay yourself whatever. If you have like a cushion or something, just buy a company. That's it. But you don't have to quit. You don't have to quit your job just to buy code. You can just do both at the same time. And where you're getting revenue from your own company, then you get the other company. So it's not like before that you had to, take a loan or inheriting some money just to start like a business. Now you can do it just working on whatever you're doing every single day. You just work your 8 to 5 regularly. When you get out of your job, just buy code into midnight, and you will see you're gonna create a company in just a couple of months.
That's brilliant. My last questions before I open for the general public. What are the next steps, your vision, short term, mid term, long term, for Shop Maven?
My vision right now is, my focus right now is to raise money. Just to keep. I want to hire more developers to create more stuff. Doing by coding as well, and also I want to invest in marketing. It's really important to invest in marketing because that's how you get known out there. So that's why I want to raise just to get in that part. But I'll see myself selling my company. In less than a year. I want to sell it to the big guy that works with sales, and I'm gonna add a bunch of new features to it, so it's gonna be more a promising app for my next acquisitor.
No, that's interesting. So you are not attached to Shop Maven. It's going to be
No,
your thing.
I'm not attached. I'm the type of guy. I create something is working. People like it. Okay, let me sell it. Let's move on to the next step. And probably I'm gonna just buy code another company and then do the same and just watch, rinse and repeat. That's it.
Oh, that's interesting. Like a vibe venture builder, right?
Yeah, that would be great. Like a vibe venture. Yeah, that's really good. I like it.
That's interesting. We are probably going to clip all of those because this is golden content to put in the social media.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you have questions from the participants today? Ask me anything. Brian, Mr. Lovajoy, nice to see you here.
Yeah,
Pretty.
someone has a question. Feel
Let
free.
me let me open for the mics here. So okay. Now everyone can speak.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love this session. So insightful. Uh, got on this like the minute I woke up. I'm in the West Coast, so um, so my background, I'm a multi-time CMO as well as now an investor. Gianfranco, you mentioned you need help with marketing and funding. What exactly are you looking for, right? Both in both those areas. so
So
that
basically,
we can help you.
basically now there's a lot of AI noise, AI companies noise out there, and just to get yourself apart, we have to invest in the right type of marketing, right? So what I need money is for marketing. So how can we do like a pretty good campaign that small businesses get to know what we do, because we are the solution for small businesses. But if they don't know that we exist, how can we grow from there? So that's why that's to answer your question is we need the money to invest in the marketing.
Yep, yep, makes sense. Yeah, the GEO and SEO. I mean, GEO is more popular now. Generative engine optimization makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. What I see the trend right now is that people don't go to Google anymore just to look for things. They go to Chat GPT or whatever other company they use. Like I use Chat GPT, looking for my stuff. So how can companies be on, let's say, on the top in the Chat GPT recommendations? So marketing has changed, and SEO is dead. SEO will die, and GPT type of search is the one that's gonna search.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's what it's called GEO now, right? Generative engine optimization. So
There
that
you
makes
go.
sense.
Geo, I like it. Thank you. I learned something new today, so I'll call it Geo. SEO is dead. Now it's GEO. What is the future basically?
GEO stands for Gianfranco Enterprise Ownerships, right? That's
Oh,
nice.
I like it. Geo.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Am I spelling your name correctly? Preeti?
Yes, that is right.
Preeti? Wonderful.
Very good. Very good.
If anyone else would like to ask follow-up questions, great people here. Some of my local students, founders. Victor, hello, just chat with you yesterday. Nice to see you here. Hello, bro.
Victor,
Want to ask something? Victor
yeah.
is working on a great
Yeah,
startup, was one of
hello
my
everyone.
first students in my first boot camp. You want to ask
Yeah,
something, Victor?
yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Grant. I was part of the very first venture minor class by Mateus, and we learned a lot during that time, and we went on building, right? So we basically came out with, I would say, an AI aggregator where we kind of connected multiple specified AI models into one network, and then we inference them, right? So instead of going to ChatGPT, Gemini, and everywhere, you just have one interface to interact with each and every one of them. We're quite similar to Perplexity, like you mentioned. I'm also a Perplexity business fellow. Congrats to us. So yeah, so we're similar to Perplexity, but we're not focusing on general models. We're focusing on more specialized models, and we've built just like you have. And just a couple of questions, right? So when you now have that product that yes, you've been vibe coding, the product is ready, what's the next step to getting it out there, to getting the funding required, or to getting the product, users, to get that initial traction? Yes, we have the infrastructure done, yes, we have the product, but what do you think is that next step that needs to be taken to actually bring that product to the right users or in front of the right investors to generate the funds you need to get that product to the right users?
That's a great question. And what I did was I started with friends and family testing. So it's necessary just to have a bunch of people just testing what you have built, right? Because you can just change things as we go before looking for funding. And then when you see that you have like a decent product, like a decent MVP, they go out, you just put it live, right? And then start like giving away like probably like a free month to people, or start like badging everywhere. Or we created this, just join us. There's a coupon for 1 month for free. right? And then you start like having more user coming in. And then when you create that tractions is what BCs are looking now, what they're looking for. The question they ask you is how many customers you have in current moment, and how many of them they're paying, and how many they're using your application every single day. So at least you have that first friends and family, and then the people that you give away like a free or 2 months for free. You have that traction in that you can show when the VCs do their due diligence. This is what we have. This is the traction. People start loving what we are doing, and then that's how you're gonna start that conversation with the VCs, and then you move from there. Or there's another way to do it is you can join an accelerator, because the accelerator they give you grant money, right? And that same money counts for VCs as you raised before, because some VCs they like to see you raising before talking with actual VCs. So another route you can go is just join an accelerator that can give you some money. It's hard to join, but if you have like a really good product and you know how to sell it, or you have someone that you know working in the accelerator that can help you out to do that, that's another route. So you can use one or the other, but it's not like right or wrong. You can use one or the other, or both at the same time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've actually racked up quite a number, over 5 million inferences and 30 plus million transactions on chain, and
That's impressive.
we're looking to partner, or basically to start the whole VC game and close round so that we can get the products to users, because it really favors vibe coders, right? You build a platform and all you need is an API from us. You don't need to worry about credits on AWS or any platform as such. If you do, we could still, add that to the pile. But basically, we make sure it's a cost-free process for a vibe coder to go from just having a platform that is supposed to be AI powered to having a fully fledged platform that is AI powered, and they don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure. We take care of that from start to finish. And then you're not just inferencing one model, you're inferencing a whole pool, giving you optionality in the different features that you can offer with your application.
That's very good, man. Mateo, so you
It's
should
good.
put me in touch with Victor. I want to continue the conversation.
Let's no. He's a great student. Have been building for 3 or 4 years on that, right, Victor, and getting great results now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I have
We'll
Marie.
just be 2 years. We'll be 2 years in August.
Nice. Congratulations.
Very
We have
good.
a question from Marielle and another from Melly. Let's get those two before
Hi,
we finish our
Mario.
time today.
Mario is my friend. How are you, Mario?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you guys for allowing me to join you today. Congratulations, Mateo, Gianfranco, and Victor. I hear you out here. So one of my questions for you guys is, as far as what metric would you guys say or milestone for Shop Maven are you really honed in on right now?
So my focus right now is just to have at least 100 paying customers. That's I go low. We launched last week. We just started. So my first milestone is 100 customers. My second milestone is 1,000 customers. Then 10,000 customers. When I'm saying customers, paying customers, and then 10,000, 100, and that's it. So we going a small step by small step. We don't want to see, I want to have 1 million customers in a year. No. I want to have my 100 customers in less than a month. Okay, and then I want to focus for my 1,000 customer at least in 3 to 4 months, and then we move from there. So we go step by step, little step here and little step there. At the end of the day, if what we have as a company, we have a subscription method. So every single customer, it will add up money every single month. So my 100 customers is my next milestone. Just to answer your question, Mario.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we got Mili. Mili's asking us, how do you find great developers and technical people you can trust? Some developers prefer coding from scratch than checking the code. Do you have any debugging tool that help them? Thank you. So just to these questions is going to be divided in two. Okay, so I'm going to answer my question, and Mateo's going to answer the other side. So, how do I find great development and technical people you can trust? I met Mateos many years ago. Okay, actually, Mateos is the CEO of Venture Miner, and Venture Miner is what powers Shop Maven AI, right? So I trust in his work. I've been following him for years, just to when he didn't start talking about from AI. I don't know, like probably he started like talking about AI like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Mateos, to now. You
Exactly.
see how well, you see the trust that I have in Mateos, that he built my well, his company built my company. So just to hand off the second part of the question, I really trust Venture Miner. So if you guys are looking for great developers and technical people that you can trust, like I trusted Venture Miner, you guys can do as well. If you see Mateo's trajectory during the years, is a person that you can trust. I'm not saying that because you're here, Mateos, but I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, G. I appreciate a lot your recommendation, because unfortunately the market for software development is mostly populated by providers that take too many projects. They invest more in marketing and sales, and they invest in actual delivery, right? So having people now is it for you, Melly, having people that you trust, uh, people that you have established a relationship over a long period of time, can be more meaningful than hiring out the hottest AI development company out there. They might not be maximizing for quality. They might not be maximizing for the satisfaction of the end users and all. They might be VC back and they just want to grow. So unfortunately, it's not easy to find good development partners. I'm happy with this partnership with Gianfranco, with all of our past clients, and I would love to keep in touch with all of you, or even to refer you to like-minded people that I know in my network that would help with your projects. And for the second part about the communication with the devs, maybe it's interesting to mention the usage of design tools like Figma. We're joking about the launch of Figma today, but it is a really interesting tool to communicate the intention for the app without actually diving too deep in the code, right?
Let me tell you one thing. Figma was my go-to tool for design. So, and congratulations to Figma. Their IPO was today. They got out. They're doing a great job out there. And I use it for the initial sketches of what I had in my mind, right? So instead of doing like a piece of paper and just waiting, I don't know, 2 or 3 months to concrete something, we did that in Figma in just days. And then, of course, like I said at the beginning, we pivot with different products during the time, but every single change is in Figma. If you go to our Figma, it's with all the design that we started from 0 to version 4 or 5 that we're now, and I think Figma was a great tool to do it. Also, sometimes, mainly when I was sending the code, sometimes they were or using part of it, or they're just doing it from scratch, because basically they know what I meant when I say, oh, I want this feature in, so you and you, Mateus, you can tell about the debugging tool that you use.
Yeah, mostly because when it comes to code, nowadays the code is becoming commodity. We do have a specific uh, it's not a protocol, but a practice that we apply, that is QA, quality assurance, where we assure that what is being delivered is exactly what was questioned by the client, using some old school techniques of architecture from TOGAF and all called architecture. It's interesting how we merge the new and the ancient. So the debugging of the code itself is not that important, so long we have written code in Angular, and then 3 with iterate you do in React, and then Next.js, and then do mobile. The code implementation itself is not that important, so long it fulfills all the requirements, and so long it is safe. It like the infrastructure is safe, the database is safe, the APIs are safe, all of the authentication, all the financial flow are all safe. The code itself doesn't matter that much. So whenever you are dealing with your developers on top of the code, debugging the function, debugging the calls and all, maybe you should not be there. Maybe you should be in the high level of the features, what your client needs, what you need to deliver, what should be the experience, what are the technical requirements and all, and have someone else to handle that for you, because they are going to know which kind of tool, which kind of technique to apply. If they know what they are doing, they're going to know what to apply, regardless of the code snippets and all that you are debugging.
Very good.
That would be my suggestion.
Very nice, very nice. I think we can take one more because we have 3 minutes, Mateus.
We have about 3 minutes, but also if you have any closing regards to before we finish, how people would contact you, how can they engage with ShopMe right now, where they can ask you questions, what is the bank account for them to deposit, to invest in you? Just kidding.
That's very good. That's very good. So my recommendation to Mario has a question. So hey Mario, you can go ahead. Okay, can you unmute her?
Oh, if I can unmute myself, right?
Okay,
No, I didn't mean to. I was actually just gonna plug into what Mateo asked, which is how can we support you?
Right. So basically, right now, I launched it last week. There's bunch of things that actually you can do. If you can just help me just to spread the word, I can give you later to the people that subscribe here. I can give you like a free month so you can test my app. Okay, it's called Shop Maven AI. I'm gonna write it here. It's ShopMaven.ai. It's in the chat. I'll send you an email, guys, with a coupon code so you can use it for a whole month. So basically, it's a plug and play for small businesses. If you guys sell services or product, it's a plug and play. It's so easy that it's even a 5 years old can do that. And you can have your sales AI agent just working for you, and you can just go on vacation and just hear your bank account with the money coming in. That's it. You don't need to waste time just talking to customers. It will do it for you. It's just great. Oh, thank you for the it's launch and launch-ny-100 is in the chat. So probably, I don't know, for the people looking for the recording, I don't know if they see the chat, but it will be great just to send an email as well, Mateus. Yeah. So recommendation, guys, before we go, is whatever idea you have, just buy code. And you will see that when you have it like live, that will motivate you and will do whatever you want to do. Like I said, you can find me on LinkedIn as Gianfranco Lopane. You will see my name here in my video. I'm very active there. I talk a lot about what's new in the AI world. I test a bunch of stuff out there. If you have questions, if you can help me out to raise also money, will be great. There's always money for everyone. So if you can help me out with that, I'm open to that as well. So if you have questions about AI and how you want to start your business, where to find trusted developers, you can talk with Mateo. You know them already, so you can use them. So yeah, and that's it. When you see things live, it will motivate you and will push you to keep on building whatever you have in your head, because now is the time to do it, because we never had that before. Now you can just buy code whatever you have in your head, and it's live in minutes. So just do it. Great
rally call. Wonderful. I think we have won the the message here in the chat. We should upload this video to YouTube soon. And we're going to put all in the description, do the production and all. I'm going to put all of the links and tags. Thank you very much, G, for coming. Any questions in the future and all, please reach out to G. Maybe you want to drop your email too. It's G at
Yeah,
let me
it's
yeah,
easy.
let me do it for you.
Oh, you do it. Okay.
If you
It's
want to
G.
reach out to
Show me an AI. It's
G
so
at
easy.
Shop Maven AI, if you want to reach out to Gianfranco, ask more questions, ask about decks, ask about coupon codes, ask about suggestions, feature requests. Like he said, he listened to all of the feedbacks. We have a very rapid prototyping pipeline, so you're going to ask a request in a day, maybe in a week from now it's going to be implemented. So this is the kind of call to actions, right, G?
Yeah.
If people
So
Rick,
just test it and let me know what do you think. I listen to every single suggestion, and I'll try to and I'll do every suggestion you have because all suggestions are valid. All suggestions are really good, and we move fast. So and we create that suggestion. Probably in a week, you will see it inside our app.
wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, G,
Thank you,
for
guys.
coming here, for dedicating. Let's keep pushing. See you all later.
All right, take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So, if you're watching this until the end, if you reached out to here, leave a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to share the video. We will see you in the next Vibe Tuesday and with the next Venture Mind content. Thank you all, and we will be in touch in the next following days.